Want to welcome you to Maximum Impact with Jay Cameron. Thank you for joining me. And guess what? Another exciting episode. We're talking about how Good Morning America shined the spotlight on the country of Ghana, located in West Africa. And for those who don't know, that's where we take many people through Ghana and introduce them to the culture. Many people who are part of the African diaspora. It's called the Gateway Experience. And so when GMA decided that they wanted to shine the spotlight on Ghana, I was curious about how they were going to do it. And I really think they did a good job. I think with all the narratives that we have seen over the years, we've seen the narratives about the Tarzan, about the sick babies, the whole deal when it comes to Africa. And we don't understand, many of us have not been taught about the diversity and really the rich culture that it presents itself all throughout the continent, whether it's Ghana, whether it's Nigeria, whether it's South Africa, whether it's Tanzania, Kenya, Egypt, Sierra Leone, Cameroon. We go on and on. Zimbabwe, Botswana, Uganda. We could just keep going on. The list is endless. Senegal, Cote d'Ivoire, Togo, Benin. Mali. It's the continent has so much to offer, and I believe that what GMA did by shining the spotlight on it is helping to change narratives, and so that's a key part. Now, does it mean that those narratives that we were told as we were growing up are entirely untrue? No, it doesn't mean that at all. What it means is that was just one side of the story, and you could do that with any country. You could find areas of challenge and highlight that and keep playing that over and over, and what that does is it causes people to think, oh, that's what that country's all about. Well, that's not the case, and that's why I believe it's so important for people to go see for themselves. That's why we create these experiences for people to engage the continent through many different countries, whether it's Ghana, Tanzania, South Africa, or Egypt, or Cote d'Ivoire, or Nigeria. That's one of the reasons why we've created these experiences, so people can see for themselves. And that's why this segment I'm going to share with you, talking about taking you inside of the clip of what Good Morning America did with Robin Roberts, is so important. So let's go ahead and get started. And this is what they showed today in the USA about Ghana.
Let's go back to Robin, live in Ghana. More than 33 million people live in that country, and just recently, an influx of Americans have moved there. Hey, Robin, don't tell us you're moving. I'm not accepting that.
Michael, many people are coming here to connect with their history. 65 years ago, Ghana gained independence from colonial rule. Ever since, it has been leading the charge in innovation and development. Ghana, with its echoing drum beats, rich rainforest, expansive beaches, and deep-rooted history, is now ready to take center stage.
Tonight, the Global Citizen Festival comes to Ghana for the very first time.
Host Danai Guerrera welcoming 20,000 fans in person. Audiences tuning in worldwide. The Global Citizen Festival. Why was it important for you to take part?
It's always been about celebrating activists who are doing amazing things across the globe. The gathering of even the talent that was here. There's been so much amazing attention to African artists.
Could it be something to do with Black Panther? Why do you feel it had such an impact?
The world was ready to really take in Africa in a whole new way, in a way that shows our specificity, our excellence, our diversity, our coolness, It really gave an esteem to the continent and an attention from the world that I think it was ready for.
It's Ghana's mission to thrive as a cultural hub and tourist destination, but also as a place to call home.
I'm happy here. I feel a sense of alignment. I feel a sense of fulfillment. I think just as a Black American coming to Ghana, it's a return home.
An estimated 5,000 Black Americans have relocated to Ghana over the past 2 years.
To Ghana.
Including podcast host Demetria L. Lucas, who says she feels the excitement of possibility.
You see that there's cranes in the sky, literally, like they're building the city. And for me as an artist, like I can feel the energy. I feel like I'm living in the middle of a renaissance.
And a renaissance is exactly what African leaders on Cape Coast hope to create.
We are looking at Africa without borders. It's happening. The future is Africa.
It's never gets old.
Influenced in part by the success of Marvel's Black Panther, proposals like Wakanda One, envisioning bustling, futuristic cities that honor the history and embrace what's to come.
We want to make sure Wakanda One City is futuristic. It's a sustainable energy city. There's hope for change. And we have to teach our children to empower people using technology.
That innovation is something artist David Alabo is also exploring.
It's really cool to look at these names.
Two artists sharing their love for culture.
Tell me about this astounding piece of art.
I was thinking about how can I reinterpret classic tarot cards in an African perspective. And obviously, like, I had to put the Black Panther in because those movies have been a massive inspiration for me.
Here at the newly built Freedom Skate Park, creativity flows through this space designed to connect the young people of Accra to the arts.
Talk to me a little bit about this wall.
This wall includes all the names of everybody who has helped create this place, from Virgil Abloh, may you rest in peace. We had Kendrick Lamar here the other month, and obviously you here. It inspires us, you know, when you come and you see what we're trying to do as well.
Oh my goodness. I'm back now with Denai, and I love how you were trained on the monitor watching that piece with such pride, because you know that people are seeing Africa now in a different light.
Yeah, I mean, that is really, as I was telling you yesterday, Robin, my whole adult life, I mean, when I moved to the United States at 19, I've always wanted to, like, just turn the camera a little bit towards the continent, because there's so many brilliant people. Every time I come here, I get blown away by people like David, and so many more people we'll see today. And it really, really is so exciting to just have that happening. And you know, the aspect of how the film might make people look more to the continent, and how, you know, it's what was already here.
Right.
It actually, the movie is inspired by the real.
Not the other way.
Not the other
way around.
No.
And we saw, though, that Wakanda One, the futuristic city.
Yes.
What is your hope for the future of Africa?
Oh gosh, that's almost an emotional question. I mean, there's so much that I just want to see the continent and its people allowed to fully realize their potential, and it's happening more and more and more. And the more it happens, the more powerful this continent becomes, and the world cannot ignore it.
No, they cannot. Well, thank you so much.
Let's go back to Rob.
Well, I'll tell you like this, you know, I appreciate Sister Rock and her natural, it's a beautiful thing to see. I tell you, you know, that one thing I realize is that we have to use what we have, especially in a world that's largely not controlled by those who have the best interest for the African or the Black narrative, whether it's on the continent, whether it's in America, or the UK or Canada or South America, or wherever. People of melanated complexion, the broad global narratives have not been positive. Normally, if you hear about Black Americans, you hear about the crime and the poverty and sickness in many parts of our communities, but there's so much more to us than that. That's just one aspect of it. And it's a brilliant people that have that's a melting pot of so many different cultures, you know, and same thing in the UK and same thing in Canada and South America. But when other people control the narratives, they have the resources, they control the airwaves, that can also shape how someone sees themselves. So one of the benefits of movies like Black Panther is to at least inspire people to consider something different. You know, maybe it's not quite all of what, you know, they're saying now. The flip side of it is that sometimes people come over here and they're looking for Wakanda, and it's like, no, you're not going to see Wakanda like what you see in the movies. So it's kind of a little bit of a letdown if they don't know how to, you know, compartmentalize that and break it down and say that was a movie. But the beautiful part is that now people are interested in it. And I came to Ghana before all of the hype, before the year of return. I came completely as someone who recognized that I had approached my mid-40s and had not been to the continent of Africa. And I said, wow. I said, why is that? And I knew I needed to make a change. Like Michael said, I took a look at the man in the mirror, and it was time for me to make that change. So I came on over to Ghana, and I have no regrets. Been to 17 different African countries, loved every one of those countries, recognize the challenges that they face. But guess what? When I'm back in America, I see the challenges that we have. And so what I do is I take it on a micro level and I get to the individual and I work and see and be around the people. And I think that's the part that makes it so special. Here's some more from GMA. Take a look at this as they discuss more about the time in Accra, Ghana.
Good morning, America. We are live from Ghana.
Looks like they're having a good time there in Ghana. And welcome back to GMA. That is Miss Kente from Ghana. She won the crown at the Kente Festival in the village where the traditional cloth originated. And she's been weaving a special GMA Kente cloth for us this morning.
Yeah, let's go back to Robin in Ghana's capital city of Accra. Hey again, Robin.
Hey, Amy, I have Miss Kente here with me again. As you said, she's been working hard all morning on this traditional weave cloth. And thank you so much. Thank you so much for making it us. It's our GMA colors, and I know the significance. You told us earlier the significance of the colors, so thank you so much. We appreciate that. And the future of fashion, we should say as well, is just as colorful as what she made for us today. The Kente cloth. It's a symbol recognized worldwide, one that's been woven into the very fabric of Ghana.
It is our pride. It is what we live on. This is how we survive. You feel like your ancestors are with you. Our forefathers are behind you.
First crafted for African royalty, the cloth, an essential part of the cultural DNA of the Ashanti people, its origin beginning here in the city of Kumasi.
This whole wooden structure is called the loom.
The bold and bright colors woven together stitch by stitch, with each thread having its own special meaning.
So like the red in it is the blood in which our forefathers fought for this nation. And the yellow in it means our land is rich of minerals.
The Kente cloth and other staples of African heritage kept alive by cutting-edge thinkers like Baboa Tachi Menson, the founder and CEO of Bomb Labs.
It started because I was very interested in sustainability and how the fashion design process can be faster and just less expensive, less wasteful.
Baboa's passion for fashion, a mutual interest shared with Black Panther actress Danai Gurira.
Do you think that is still a problem, the aspect of not being more sustainable in the fashion industry?
Yes, it's still a problem everywhere.
Baboa's goal now to reduce the waste in the fashion industry by using digital technology that she hopes will spark a change starting here in her homeland of Ghana.
If more companies use this software, they reduce the number of bad products they make, because you get to visualize your garments before you actually make the first physical sample. You can see any problems that will come up, any fit issues, draping issues. You get to see how the fabric moves.
Her company able to shorten the production process for what can normally take up to 2 weeks, now done in just 5 days. She showed Danai how it's done.
I like the metallic. Ooh, that's beautiful.
One company Bomb Labs has collaborated with, luxury boutique Christy Brown, run by Aisha Ayansu.
Thank
you. What was your inspiration for this beautiful boutique?
So the name is my grandmother's name, and she was a seamstress all her life. She never had anything glamorous. And in 2008, I decided to launch this fashion brand that demonstrated the Africa that I knew, right? It wasn't pictures of poverty or strife. It was really, there was a certain African woman that was emerging. She's well-traveled, well-read. She's, successful in all her fields, and she was looking for something. She was looking for pieces that still carried her culture, but fit into her modern lifestyle, and that's how the brand was bred.
So is that why you're a big fan?
That's why I'm a big fan. I can't say anything more than that. That just says it all right there.
Show us your collection.
Show you around.
We want to see.
Oh, wow. It is your African auntie outfit, right? Jumpsuit.
I love what you're wearing.
Thank you again.
I see you with that on air.
I can still see that on air. And with women like Baboa and Aisha leading the way, there is no limit to what fashion in Africa can achieve.
When a woman feels a sense of confidence from within,
yes,
there's nothing she can't achieve.
You help people not just show up, but show out. And once again, I love how you're trained on the monitor, watching those pieces with such pride. And Babo, I mean, what she is doing is so forward-thinking.
Yes. I mean, that is what is so exciting. There's such innovators here, and she's a young woman, and she has come back from her education in the United States. She located a problem, and she figured out a solution, and now people are coming. She had an intern, a young woman from France, came here to intern under her and learn what she was doing to go do it herself. That type of female connection and entrepreneurship and innovation, that's really what I see when I come to the continent.
I know.
I love that.
And you also do some shopping because you picked that up. Who are you wearing?
Shopping.
Who are you wearing?
I'm wearing Christy Brown. We got to go visit Aisha yesterday. Such an innovator, such an astounding artist, and you know, it gives me great joy to be an ambassador of her work right here on GMA today. I mean, I love this.
That's beautiful. I'm going to pick up some pieces. Gabrielle Union, for those people who are asking, from Gabrielle Union here. But you know what? The fashion from Black Panther. Can we just talk about Miss Ruth? Ruth Carter winning the Oscar the first time.
Yes, first black woman to ever win that award, and so beautifully so.
For costume.
For costumes, for costume design. And the beauty is that she was really pulling from the continent. And that's what makes the continent proud of this movie as well, because they saw themselves in there. And she brought so much authenticity to what she put on our characters and really allowed us to shine, allowed Africa to shine. And the beauty is that connection resulted in that award.
It sure did. And a little bit later, I'm going to ask you about the excitement for Wakanda Forever. But we have some gifts, please. Thank you. Come on, walking in. She's just reaching out up to. That's Nicole. Could you hold this for me, please? Because I have some gifts for my.
Are we shopping?
Yeah, you have already done shopping. Amy, this is for you. Brought you a little something, a little purse.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Amy,
I love that. Thank you.
Yeah, I have that. Okay, and then for you, George, this symbolizes wisdom.
Oh,
wisdom.
thank you.
Ooh, George Stephanopoulos, come on. So this is coming back to your office.
Very kind.
That's all the time we have, folks. Hey, oh, okay. Oh no, Michael. Michael, we can't forget about Michael
He got you.
This, excuse me, signifies unity. And there's no better unifier than Michael Strahan at Good Morning America.
I was wondering how you're going to follow up wisdom, Robin. That's a good one.
And the bowl is yours. Oh, the bowl is yours.
All right, you know that's just so much more than the narratives that we've been told. As you saw the fashion piece, and then you know there's another fashion boutique in Accra called Kua. Ruby Boa, she has her fashion boutique, and that's one of the places that we take people who want to go and they can see Kua Designs on IG, and you can just see so much of what they're offering. But what Christy has to offer, there's so many people. When you go to the art center, and you can actually go to the art center and see those who are actually making the items right there in front of you. Accra, Ghana, Lagos, Nigeria, Abidjan, Cote d'Ivoire, Nairobi, Kenya, Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. I mean, you could just go on and on. Johannesburg, South Africa. You know, you can see where this is happening. Lomé in Togo, Ouida in Benin. You just stop and you say, wow, Dakar, Senegal. I mean, you know, I could just keep going on and on and on and about the different places. And you go to Cairo and Egypt and just see people making so much. And I tell you, it's really inspiring because the world, you know, the players in the world know the value of Africa. Unfortunately, those of the broader population, through many of the history books and narratives we've seen on television, don't really understand the value of it. So I hope that one day you'll have a chance to go see. Here's another piece. Here's a little bit more.
Now let's go back to Robin in West Africa. She's in Ghana's capital city of Accra. She's there with Black Panther star Denai Guerrero. She's been taking in the sights. How's it going, Robin?
Oh, George, there is so much to see and do here. Tourism, one of the most important parts of Ghana's economy. So many from around the world, especially Black Americans, travel here looking to connect with their roots and explore the culture. So what did we do?
We set out on a journey.
You heard her. Daniel?
Hello, yes, this is Daniel.
How are you?
I'm fine. Yourself? Gideon?
How are you? Can't wait to see the city.
Where we are currently is called the Accra Tourist Information Center. It's going to be our starting point, and from here we are driving straight to the Art Center. You're really going to enjoy this trip.
I can't wait. Let's go. So much to see. Boy, this has been wonderful. But I gotta find some gifts. I gotta find some gifts for some friends. Can you help me? Hi.
I'm Nicholas.
I'm Robin. Oh, wow. Wow.
So you are welcome.
Wow.
I will say that.
Everything's so beautiful and unique. My friends are going to be very happy. This is a beautiful, 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 everything, every piece. I wish I could bring it all back for all my friends. So thank you for your time. On the road again. Daniel, Gideon, the market was beautiful.
All right.
Where are we heading next?
Okay, so right now we're heading towards the Independence Square. If you want everybody to know that you came to Ghana, then you have to go there.
You have to go.
Definitely.
Must see.
Yeah, must see.
If you come to Ghana,
yes,
you must see.
You must see.
Let's go. Look at you both. Oh.
Wow.
I'm home.
Micheo, as they say here. I'm still learning.
Oh.
Welcome to Ghana.
Oh.
And the best way to introduce you to Ghana is with the second lady herself.
It is such an honor.
Welcome to Ghana. Such a pleasure to meet you.
This is not your first time at all. What is it that draws you back again and again and again?
I adore this nation, and it's so hopeful. The fact that it was the first nation to gain independence from the British and on the whole continent. Other than that, I love the food. I love the people. It's gorgeous. I love the fashion. I love the culture.
You're talking to somebody back in the United States. What would be your reason?
Where do I start from? The people. People make a nation, and Ghana has the warmest people. Ghana is really the star of Africa.
So grateful for your invitation and for your hospitality. Daniel, Gideon, look who's here.
Wow.
I know, tonight she's going to pop on the bus for us now.
Here's the National Theater.
You know, I always see these tour buses in New York City. Never been on one. It took me to get to Ghana to get on a tour bus, and I'm loving it. Now I know why. Now I know why people get on these double-deckers. You can really get a perspective from up here.
Yeah.
Oh
my gosh.
Sometimes people forget this is a coastal city.
Yes.
A majestic coastal city. So what has been your favorite part of today, what we've seen, what we've experienced?
It's been about the idea of showing modern Africa and showing off modern Africa from the modern African perspective.
Thank you for going along the tour with me. It has been memorable. Cheers.
Thank you. Cheers.
You know, you can't visit any country without trying its local food, so Denai and I are grateful to have world-renowned chef Amata Benta here with us, and we are dining on a mat because that is the name of her restaurant, Dine on a Mat, where she serves modern West African cuisine. So it was lovely to see Denai and I get back on these mats like this. We had a lot of help to get us down here. But thank you. You know what? Jollof rice? Every country says theirs is the best.
Yes.
What sets Ghana's apart?
It's the rice. The rice is different because different countries use different rice. And then also the spices. The spices we use here in Ghana is totally different from other countries. And also the side. So most countries will use like sauce for it on the side. And then Ghana will just do something called pakpo shito or shito, which is just a small peppery thing, which I'll have you try very soon.
Okay, but tell us a little bit more about the spices, because that really is what sets it apart.
Yes. So this here we have African nutmeg, the calabash nutmeg, which is in it, and then the peppers, the pakpo shito, and then also we have sun-dried spices like the cayenne pepper, We have dawa dawa, which hails from the north of Ghana. So it's a mixture, all the goodness is there. That's the secret. I'm giving the secret away.
No. Oh, goodness.
Oh, yeah. And so, I mean, firstly, congratulations. This year you won the Basque Culinary World Award for your astounding work in culinary arts. And the question I have is about the astounding work you're doing with your community. I know you have a actual foundation called the Fulani Kitchen Foundation.
Yes.
And we just want to know more about what you do with that. That's just so incredible.
Thank you. So I have Fulani Kitchen Foundation, which I started 3 years ago. And the reason was because I was traveling a lot across Africa for the Dine on a Mat concept. So I usually go into this Fulani community, spend time with the women, the keepers of the authentic recipes. So they will teach me authentic recipes, I'll document, and then I'll come back to Ghana. But also, while I was spending time with them, I realized there are so many issues these women are facing on a day-to-day basis. And I wanted to, it didn't feel right to go in every time, take inspiration, come back and ignore their challenges. So I wanted to collaborate with them in a more meaningful way. So that's how we started the foundation.
Wow.
So our focus is to grow more food in Ghana, in Africa actually, especially grains, like ancient grains, like sustainable grains. So we process, package and distribute locally and internationally because we want to also support them economically, you know. And also we are building a center which is going to serve as a safe space for them to talk about issues we care about, like FMG, early marriage, all of the things, you know, women go through in rural areas. So I'm really happy I won the BATS because it comes with money. So we are going to build an actual center in the north of Ghana.
Always giving, always thinking of others. Well, should we? I mean, we've had a lot of jollof, but
let's do this. Let's add a little bit of spice. Do you prefer it hot?
More spice?
Okay.
Hey, George, Michael,
I'm from Southern Africa.
You have some back there in New York?
Really good. Delicious.
It's a little.
It's really good, you guys.
You don't have this extra spice.
You have to add the spice.
We can send it back to
We
New
don't
York
have the
like
extra
that.
spice, but it's still nice, Robin.
Okay. How can you be eating as much as you've already had since you've been here this weekend? You've been talking about all those jollof that you've had.
Listen, I'm filling up the tank so I can remember it all when I go back.
Oh, it's all good.
I had jollof rice, a kind of risotto ball of jollof rice here. I mean, jollof rice is a lot of things.
So good here.
It can do a lot of things.
So good.
So many things to do. And we still have fashion that we're going. I'm so sorry. This is so rude. No, I'm also going to use this to hide my ashy feet. Just go ahead. All right.
Sound like Robin got some of that Ghana heat. Some of that Ghana heat. Oh man, dude, one of the things I enjoy most about Ghana is the food. I tell you, I'm not one for a whole lot of heat, you know, the pepper or spice, but, and you can modify it. So even if that's the case, you don't have to have everything peppery, but the flavors and everything. So it resonated because of me growing up in South Carolina, or let me say this, born in South Carolina, grew up in DC, but I just connects because of the flavors of the food in South Carolina and the flavors of the food in that part of West Africa. There's that connection. And that's one of the things. I know I tasted jollof rice for the first time. I said, wait a minute. I said, this really kind of tastes familiar. What is this? And so you have red rice, which is similar but different. You know, it just kind of had a similarity to it. That particular jollof rice had a similarity that tapped into what I was familiar with in the Low Country. You know, some of that Gullah Geechee red rice and all of that good stuff. So listen, I'm so happy to see Ghana going on display, and I would be just as happy for any other African country getting this type of shine to the world because of so many negative things that have been shared. And so now people are getting an opportunity to see it. I hope that you would go visit Ghana. And if you would love to go see Ghana for yourself, come on, join us here at Maximum Impact. We'll be happy to take you on one of our gateway experiences. These are not trips, these are experiences. These are memorable, life-changing encounters with the continent of Africa that we have thought through to create a 5-sensory experience. So you get all of the taste, touch, smell, sight, all of those, hearing, everything, because one of the things we believe is that Ghana is a perfect entryway and a perfect introduction to the continent of Africa, because you have the contemporary, you have the traditional, and you have so many different things woven together in this one space. And then from there, you know, you go and you expand and go see the rest of the continent. Or let's say, for example, you've seen other places and you've never been to West Africa. Ghana is a perfect introduction to West Africa. I know Dakar in Senegal is a great introduction. Lagos, Abidjan, so many different places you can go to in West Africa. But in particular, we're talking about Ghana, and that's one of the reasons why we've curated these experiences for you. So again, thanks to GMA for showing a positive side of the continent of Africa. So when they do right, we got to show them, give them a thumbs up. So that is so good, and to be able to see something positive about the continent of Africa with all of the resources and all of what it has to offer. If you're interested in joining us in Africa, you can visit MaximumImpactTravel.com, and you can see all of what we are offering. And speaking of that, I want to show you, if you're a solo traveler and you're concerned about traveling by yourself, Brandy broke this thing down to help you understand why Maximum Impact is the travel company you should travel to the continent of Africa with. So until next time, take care, be safe, be sure to subscribe, like, and share this video. You know what I'm saying? Share this video right here. And we look forward to seeing you somewhere on the continent of Africa.
We are, should I say, spoiled over there, and we come and see how all the resources are over here, and it's very important for us to come over here so we can see where the resources are. It's just the peace, the serenity, the gratitude of the people, you all as family, I get to take back. I didn't have you when I first came over here, but I do consider you all as family. And I don't know, it's just the beginning of something. I can't tell you because I'm still seeking for myself, so it's kind of hard. I just want to say thank you to Jay, because if it wasn't for me finding him on YouTube and making me feel safe to travel alone over here, it wouldn't have never happened. So I just want to thank him and, Maximum Impact Travels for this opportunity.
I don't know if I should say this on camera, but we've been deceived a lot about Africa. And the utmost respect for the people here, they've been kind. I mean, ever since I put my foot on Africa, the people just been soft, kind, consistent in their kindness.
Harry was not excited. I'm like, the day before, I'm like, you excited to go on the trip? He's like, no.
Never been to Africa, never had an interest too much in Africa, just busy doing what I do in America. And so, it was not something that I, just really wanted to do.
Funny to watch him go from being totally wound up and uptight, not wanting to be here. First day on the Serengeti, he's like not looking at the animals. By the second day, he's jumping up, looking out the window, taking pictures. So it was a process.
And I would tell everybody how people are over here. They need to see it. I mean, it's amazing. It touches my heart.
This trip has meant a lot for me, especially growing up as a kid. I always went to all-black schools, so we always learned to embrace our heritage and know who we are as people. So I think just coming here reminded me of what I learned as a kid and being in that school. And since I'm going back to that school to teach in the fall, now I get to take that back and I get to actually instill it into my kids as a people, because we don't know who we are, where we came from technically. So I think being able to take that back to my kids and show them examples that they can actually use in their life and just be proud of themselves. I think it's important to come here to really change your mindset about the world around you. I feel like my age group, I guess, is stuck in ourselves. We're social media and all that. We're always stuck in our own little bubble, our own little world, and we're so self-centered. And I feel like coming here makes you think of others and how, I don't know, just people around the world and how the world works in a different way than just it being about you. I think last thing, just everybody should just come at least once, and every part is different. Not all of Africa is exactly the same. So I feel like definitely come more than once, but at least come once.
This is my second trip with Maximum Impact. Thanks to my wife, I made it this far. I've always wanted to visit and be in Africa and visit it before I go on, so I did it, and I love it. You know, I can't say I come from here, you know, but in my heart, this is it. Being here makes you see why everybody's relaxed, and that's how I want to be, you know, and try to be.
Used to produce a perfume.
Going to Ghana, coming to Africa, I realize and see the manipulation to me, you know, the way we were taught, you know, and I can't say how they were taught here, but they're more relaxed and free versus chasing after something, you know, to be something you're not, you know.